a sudden, Joe, a ton of momentum as once again this ball club under Brian Snitker did not say die.
Every win's a good win, and this one just happened to be a walk-off. So we're just going to keep rolling, and like we talk about every day, you know, we're going to come out tomorrow and do what we do, go how we go about business, and hope for success.
After a thrilling finish to a great homestand, baseball's Road Warriors are back in Philadelphia. The Braves and Phillies, 1-2 in the National League East, resume hostilities for the fourth time already. Braves have won the first three series, and as a result, start action tonight with a 1.5 game lead over their division rivals. Truly, the Eastern standings, a world turned upside down here in early 2018. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome to Philadelphia. Braves are sky high. They feel very good about what happened in Atlanta, and hopefully that good work will continue against a Philadelphia Phillies club that is up to the challenge here on their home field.
Yeah, they've been playing good baseball too, but the thing that is interesting about this matchup is that the Braves are playing lights out on the road. The Phillies are outstanding at home, both with the best records in those respective categories. And look how close these two teams are matched up. So if you want to, at this time of year, have a good head-to-head competition, might as well be with the team who's closest to you in the standings. The Braves have won 6 out of 9 already from the Phillies, and one of the few teams to come in here and win a series.
And you'd better do it now, because the Braves won't see the Phillies again until the final 2 weeks of the season. In fact, the final 3 games of the regular season will be the Braves and the Phillies here at the Bank Ball. Wow. It's round 4, Braves and Phillies. Mike Poltynewicz has the ball for game 1. We'll get to first pitch right after this.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by the Georgia Lottery and by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by always wearing your seatbelt.
It's a perfect night for baseball here in Philadelphia. Gentle breeze blowing out toward left center field. 76 degrees on our Checkers weather report. A lot warmer than the last time we were here in the city of brotherly love, as the Braves try to win another series against the Phillies, something they've done in all three of the previous matchups so far this year. Pretty much a standard set lineup for Brian Snitker. His Toyota starting nine features Ozzie Albies leading off. Kurt Suzuki gets the assignment behind the plate. Mike Foltynewicz pitching for the Braves. Nick Pivetta pitching for the Phillies. Ought to be no surprises as those two right-handers match up for the fourth time this year.
No, Pivetta's coming off a great outing too, Chip. 2 hits in 7 innings, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, tied his career high. 25 years old, 6'5", 210, out of British Columbia. Has an outstanding curveball and a fastball that ranges around the mid-90s.
So Ozzie Albies digs in. We are underway in Philly, and a swing and a miss. Ozzie hitting .282 for the year, 13 homers. He has knocked in 33.
One of the things you've got to guard against is chasing too many high strikes from Pivetta. He can eat you up if you're going after that high one.
Slashed out of play to the left, and Ozzie behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shift on for Albies. 3 defenders right side of the diamond. And he did lay off that high fastball. That's a good sign. 2-2. Pivetta has a 5-point ERA against the Braves this year. And he gets a ground ball hit towards Cesar Hernandez. And that takes care of Albies. 1 man down.
That was the curveball. These two pitchers both coming off double-digit strikeout starts. And not only are their respective teams very similar in their numbers, these two pitchers tonight very comparable across the board. There's one big difference. Pivetta's only walked 11 in 46 innings. Mike Foltynewicz has walked 24 in 47 innings.
And 5 of those 11 walks have come against the Braves. And we would take similar kind of work from Atlanta tonight if they can get it. As Ronald Acuna is pushed off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Two hits, 2 RBIs. Excuse me, 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Acuna yesterday. He's up to 11 runs batted in on the year. Two balls, 1 strike. And that's bang foul, and that'll 2-hop into the stands. Pivetta's working quickly, and the 2-2 off the plate, full count.
He also has a slider and a changeup, but it's his curveball that is one of the better ones in the National League today.
And there was the breaking ball. Acuna frozen, 2 outs. And now Freddie Freeman's coming up.
Right-handers really have a hard time against Pivetta because of that breaking ball. Left-handers hitting about 100 points higher.
And here's the first true lefty, Freddie Freeman. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
288 for lefties, only a $1.98 for right-handers.
And he beats the shift. So Freeman with a solid single with 2 outs. That brings up Nick Markakis. So shift that, Freddie. And Nick's coming up with 62 hits. And second to Odubel Herrera in the National League batting chase.
By 1 point.
Nick's red hot. He is 6 for his last 13. He had a great at bat in the 9th inning yesterday. Saw a stat earlier today about that remarkable 9th inning for Atlanta. 10 times in that inning the Braves were down to their last strike, and Miami could not get strike 3 or out number 3. A just ridiculous fun inning. As Nick was fooled there, 0-2 the count.
Seems like those come around about every 8 years.
That's exactly right. Wasn't that something? 8 years to the day after Brooks Conrad beat the Cincinnati Reds at Turner Field. The Braves beat Miami by an identical 10-9 score. Speaking of Miami, they're in New York tonight. San Diego's visiting Washington. Keep an eye on those Eastern games as we get started here. No balls, 2 strikes.
You can see, especially when he gets ahead in the count, how he likes to elevate and go just a little above the strike zone, hoping for some chases.
Runner goes. It's a breaking ball. The throw to second is going to be knocked out of the glove of Kingery, and Freeman is safe at second base. They had him, but Kingery couldn't hang on, and Freeman's safely in at second with his 5th steal.
Freddie's a big guy, and he slides hard. He doesn't go in head first. When he goes into the bag, half the time he ends up past the bag and hanging onto it with his hand. So if you're trying to tag him and he comes into you, that's a collision.
So a hit means a run perhaps for Nick Markakis, who has a 2-2 count. And this is exactly where the Braves want to get Pivetta. Deep counts. And really any pitcher this year for Atlanta with 2 outs has been in big trouble. Braves have scored 119 2-out runs this year and are hitting an astounding .304 as a team with 2 outs in an inning. The 2-2. And this is what Nick did in the 9th inning.
I'd say they're doing pretty well in all 5 of those categories. There's not a higher league, so that's as good as it gets.
Pitch number 20 for Pivetta. And strike 3 on the breaking ball. He got 2 strikeouts with the curve, and Freeman's left stranded at second. Mike Foltynewicz goes to work next. Goes to work for Atlanta, seeking his 4th win of the season tonight.
3 starts against the Phillies, 1-0, a 2.12 ERA, outstanding numbers, 7 walks, 21 strikeouts in 17 innings against them. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Triple H, you know about him, how bad he is. Well, they got 3 guys, last name of H, to start this ball game, keep them under control. Hernandez, Hoskins, Herrera. Keep them under control and try to cut down on your pitches. Maybe just 85 pitches tonight through 5 innings.
Mike's first is off the plate at 92 for Cesar Hernandez.
He threw 107 in his last start in 5 innings against the Cubs.
Cesar hitting .277. 6 homers. 6 hits against the Braves, and Fult's quickly behind, 3-0. Phillies coming home after a 3-2 road trip. They split a series with the St. Louis Cardinals, but collectively, Joe, this is a Phillies club right now that doesn't look to be swinging the bats all that well.
Now they got a lot of guys in some small, short offers, but nobody really red hot.
And rough start. Hernandez walks on 5 pitches.
Can't defend that.
And he's a threat to steal. Something the Phillies do not do much of. They do strike out a lot. But it's interesting, Joe, they feel that they're walking enough to offset the large number of strikeouts the guys like Rhys Hoskins have already amassed.
Well, they must be, because they're in 2nd place, a game and a half out. That's 25 straight games reached by Hernandez.
Hoskins 3 for his last 21. This is a guy the Braves haven't solved yet. He has worn out Atlanta pitching. 10 for 33, a homer, 5 RBIs.
And the homer was off Mike at SunTrust Park.
Six homers, 27 RBIs for Hoskins. And a beautiful breaking ball froze him. Ball and 2 strikes.
The curious thing about that start against the Cubs for Mike, he only allowed 3 hits and 1 unearned run. He hasn't given up an unearned run in his last 2 starts. But the pitches just add up on him. He walked 5 that day in 5 innings and struck out 10.
Well, Mike's last 3 starts coming into tonight, he's thrown 289 pitches. That's an average of over 19 per inning, with 9 walks and 18 strikeouts. Strikeouts are a good thing, but he takes a lot of pitches once he gets to 2 strikes, which adds to the total as well.
Well, we were adding those numbers up today about pitches per inning. Even if he went down to 16 per inning, that's 80 pitches through 5 innings, would give him 5 bonus pitches for 85.
Right.
That would be a step in the right direction. He is really spinning off tonight toward first base.
2 straight 3-ball counts. Now Hoskins, a 3-2 pitch coming. With the double, Herrera, the league's leading hitter, waiting on deck. Fly ball well hit center. Ender back to the warning track and has plenty of room. Hernandez tags. He's going to try. The throw is going to nail it. Ender threw him out.
Unreal.
What a catch. What a throw. And what a big lift for Fultonevich. All of a sudden, 2 outs.
Cesar Hernandez knows he's out. He's already in the dugout, and Gabe Kapler wanted to wait and watch the replay. Look how accurate this throw is from the warning track. And Mike very much appreciates that after that changeup was hit about almost 400 feet.
How big a play is that for Ender to have to think about the center field fence after yesterday's game?
It's a bonus just to see him out there. I know that after the game we heard good reports that he was going to be okay, just a little battered and bruised. But even to see his arm as good as it was right there is a good sign.
This is how you want to face a double Herrera. Base is empty. And off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes.
What a big play.
Herrera's 45 consecutive game on base streak ended yesterday in St. Louis. Phillies ran into Jack Flaherty, who struck out 13 Phillies in Busch Stadium. And Mike is missing badly arm side here to start. 2 balls, no strikes. Herrera has 8 hits against the Braves this year, 3 of them homers. And Michael Franco is on deck. He had a great cut at that. It's a full count.
Isn't that great for Mike just to go right after? 97. Challenged him 3-1.
Wide open batting stance for Odubel Herrera. Now the payoff. Foul away.
Perhaps a combination of the most unique ways of hitting that you'll see anywhere, with the wide open stance, the high leg kick. It's amazing his timing is what it is.
To the left side and through. An opposite field single for Herrera, who adds to his league leading batting average, which started at .344.
That was off the plate. Not a whole lot you can do about that.
So the inning continues for Foltynewicz. Michael Franco batting 4th for just the 2nd time this year for the Phillies. Franco 2 for his last 15, but 7 home runs.
You know, we were talking about their lineup 1 through 5 down to Santana and the home runs. First in the order, Hernandez 6, then 6, 7, 7, 8. They're hitting the ball out of the ballpark up and down their lineup.
This one's popped up. Camargo in foul ground, plenty of room, and Foltynewicz is out of the 1st inning. A leadoff walk, a deep drive to center. Hernandez tried to tag, and Ender Inciarte, the Gold Glover, made a perfect throw to nab him with plenty of room to spare. No score in Philadelphia. The duel is on after 1. Kurt Suzuki, Ender Inciarte, and Johan Camargo will be the hitters. A lot of Braves fans here at the Bank Vault as the Braves try to extend their division lead over the Phillies to 2.5 games. Kurt got a chance to frolic in the 9th inning at home. A pinch hit RBI single. And he didn't get that one from Pivetta. Strike one.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. He only came into the game and saw one pitch. Drove in a run and scored the winning run.
That's a pretty good day.
That's a good day.
Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside out swing, and that's going to bounce off the fence, right side foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That doesn't happen very often. For a fastball to get in on him. Philly's got Pivetta from the Nationals for Jonathan Papelbon.
That's a head scratcher.
That's a winner. That's what that is.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Smoked down the line and headed for the seats foul. Don't go in there.
Didn't get in there that time.
And 2-2. The rangy right-hander ready with the 2-2 pitch, and Kurt fought it off. You mentioned how similar these two teams are. You mentioned how similar Foltynewicz and Pivetta are. First, the 2-2 pitch, which is lined into left field, and Hoskins will play it on a hop. So Suzuki has a leadoff single for Atlanta. Both Foltynewicz and Pivetta racking up a lot of pitches due to foul balls and deep counts.
That one had a lot of top spin on it. That letter high fastball, I got on top of it, and it was sinking in front of Hoskins, and why he couldn't make the catch.
Braves have seen 13 pitches with 2 strikes from Pivetta. And we'll keep track of that all night tonight. Ender takes a strike. Former Philly for a brief moment. Hitting .341 in his last 11 games. Short lead at first for Suzuki. The pitch is slashed out of play. And Ender is our Zaxby's indescribably good player.
Pretty good, over 1,000 OPS in his last 11 games with 7 runs scored. Best numbers of any of the Braves in the lineup tonight against Pivetta. If you just joined us, I'm sorry you missed a great throw he just made to throw out a runner trying to tag at first and go to second.
Slash to third, and a nice play by Franco to take away a hit. Ender hits that ball 6 inches to Franco's left. It's a hit, and 2 are on, nobody out, but no such luck.
Playing him off the line too.
So Franco will tighten up the laces on his glove, and Johan Camargo will stand in. Camargo had a couple of walks in our Miami extravaganza yesterday, including the base on balls before Swanson came up and delivered the game-winning hit. One on, one out, no score. The pitch stayed outside. You missed the news yesterday. The Braves gave Jose Bautista his release after Bautista struggled at the plate. Camargo will be the everyday third baseman for Atlanta going forward. And word came across the wires today that the New York Mets might have an interest in Jose Bautista.
I don't think he'll go hungry. I really don't. I think there'll be some teams that, like the Braves, want to experiment and see if the month he spent with Atlanta helped him get going in terms of timing. I just felt like since he didn't have a spring training, he had gone to Gwinnett, granted, played a few games, but he was just late. You know, he was late on the fastball. So then when he would try to start early, he got breaking balls or change-ups where he was out front and couldn't stop his swing. He kind of got caught in between. But I think there's still a chance for him, perhaps, with more at bats somewhere.
Fly ball to left. And Hoskins is there. Now has to backpedal a few steps. Camargo's retired. 2 outs. And Dansby will be the hitter.
And I mean this, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but the Braves didn't need him. You know, they tried, it didn't work. They could move on without any regret.
Dansby started and finished yesterday's 9th inning. A strikeout and then the game-winning hit to left. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. So Dansby 3 RBIs in his first 2 games back from that sore left wrist.
He's back to that original axe handle bat too that he had the first game.
So maybe he just brought the red one out for a special occasion. I don't.
Well, game winner.
Right.
Only when it matters.
Yeah. One ball, one strike.
What a great thing for him, though, to have been on the shelf as long as he was, to be really aggravating over the fact that he wasn't helping, wasn't on the road trip, couldn't be a part of it, and to contribute in such a big way yesterday. It's a big bonus.
The 2-1. Not close. Pivetta has the luxury of pitching carefully here with Mike Foltynewicz waiting on deck. Mike is 2 for 16 as a hitter and has struck out 11 times.
Trying like crazy to in the dugout to get Nick Williams' attention to back up, and he finally did.
Full count. So Suzuki will get a head start here with 2 outs. Santana will back up, play behind him at first. Phillies outfield very deep, trying to cut off a 2-base hit for Mr. Swanson. There goes Kurt. The pitch is popped back our way.
Well, it makes sense with 2 out and with the runner running and the pitcher on deck. Play deep. Even if somebody gets a base hit, you try to hold it to first and third, or worse, second and third, and then deal with the pitcher to try to get out of the inning.
Another 3-2 pitch is on the way, and it's a broken bat bouncing ball up the middle. Hernandez can't get it. It ricochets into shallow left, and Suzuki's on his way to third. Swanson with an infield hit. First and third for Foltynewicz. Braves might not score here, but they're going to push up the pitch count of the Phillies starter in the second inning.
Another good at bat by a Braves hitter. Swanson able to run it full and then still wind up with a base hit.
So at the very least, they clear Mike here. His potential second hit could lead to the game's first run. Let's see what Pivetta gives him. That second hit, of course, against the Phillies head-to-head this year. And he takes a strike. 44 pitches. 24 of them this inning. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball, fly ball. Herrera is there. He says he's got it. He does. And the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. A lot of pitches for Pivetta. Still scoreless in game 1 in Philly.
And of course, last night, the big comeback walk-off for the Braves. Dansby Swanson with the 2-strike, 2-out, 2 RBI single to give the Braves the win. And after the game, he said he credits all of his pressure-thriving ability to playing basketball his whole life up until college. He said basketball had him constantly playing in these high-pressured environments. And even though those environments keep getting bigger and better as he continues his baseball career, it's always made him feel like he's been there before. And he said, you know, in basketball, you always want to take those big shots, and it's made him want and embrace those pressure situations, and it makes him comfortable enough to calm down and thrive in them. And Chip and Joe, to say that he thrived in a pressured situation last night is an understatement.
Indeed it was, Kelsey. A big hit for Dansby. And just a second game back from injury, the Braves completed the impossible dream and came back all the way to beat Miami to win that series at SunTrust Park.
You know, some of that, you hear the players talking about slowing the game down. In part, that's what he's talking about by controlling his breathing. And somehow, some way, he slowed down a 98-mile-an-hour heater that was up and in and turned on it into the corner.
This is Carlos Santana. Popped up out of play, and An even count for the Phillies first baseman. Joe, last time we saw these guys, he was hitting second on the lineup card. Tonight he's hitting fifth and not hitting an awful lot against anybody. Only 189.
He's got a 309 on base percentage. He's not getting on base, not scoring enough runs. 28 strikeouts and 28 walks, an equal number.
Santana, normally an excellent defender, made a couple of errors in that series against St. Louis, which were costly. And any early going on the mound for Mike Foltynewicz, it's been tough. He's thrown a lot of pitches and not many strikes. 3-2. Santana's the fifth Philly hitter in the game. Mike Foltynewicz has gone to ball 3 to 4 of the first 5. And he lost him with a breaking ball. Second inning in a row with a leadoff walk for Foltynewicz, and that'll bring up the catcher Jorge Alfaro.
I hadn't noticed in the first inning that his slider was working that well, but until you figure out if it is or not, to throw a 3-2, I don't know. His fastball's just like it normally is, sitting around 97, 98.
That's been a problem too. He's missed arm side to the Phillies left-hand hitters an awful lot. So he's back to the stretch. Alfaro takes a strike. It's quickly 0-1. The Phillies catcher at 255, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. Another man that doesn't walk much. Alfaro with 45 strikeouts, 8 walks.
To this bunch over here in the red jerseys, strikeouts don't matter. Like you said earlier, they feel like if you walk enough, it offsets it. But yesterday afternoon was a great example in Atlanta of how strikeouts do matter versus guys putting the ball in play and finding holes and rallied to win a ball game that they were trailing so much in the 9th inning. I think you could hang a lot of why the Braves are in first place on the fact that they don't strike out a lot. They have a lot of guys hitting for high averages, have high RBI numbers because they're hitting with runners in scoring position and not striking out in those spots. But that doesn't seem to matter to the Phillies,
who are averaging almost 10 strikeouts per game as an offense. That is counteracted by 4 walks per game, as Alfaro is Foltynewicz's first strikeout victim in this game, and now Nick Williams the batter.
It's kind of interesting though, Chip. I mean, averaging 4 walks, so you're attributing or you're crediting your hitters for getting 4 walks, or are you counting on the opposition to give you those 4 walks?
It's the ultimate chicken egg question. Phillies on base percentage as a team, 325. They're hitting 238. The Phillies have a plus 35 run differential. The Braves are way higher than that.
And that's where you got to pitch this guy. You can pitch him up in the zone and he will not. He has a very hard time anyway of laying off those pitches.
And that guy is Nick Williams, who's 2 for his last 12. This one though dumped into left field for a base hit. So first and second for the Phillies. That's their second hit of the game, and that'll bring up Scott Kingery Jr., who's really struggling at the plate.
That wasn't high enough. That was belt high. Just fought it off, dumped it in the right place.
Kingery's been a jack of all trades players for the Phillies. He's played just about everywhere on the infield. He's played the outfield. Signed that very lucrative contract before he played a major league game this year for Philadelphia. Got his first extra base hits as a big leaguer against the Braves on March 31st. Had his first stolen base on March 30 against Atlanta. And Mike Foltynewicz, the man against whom he got his first major league hit. Mike is hoping for a double play ball. Santana and Williams, the Phillies runners in a scoreless game. There's the ground ball to short. Second base one. Long throw to first is going to be late. Kingery beats the rap at first. They're at the corners, and Nick Pivetta, the Phillies pitcher's coming up.
Fast runner at the plate. Good turn by the Braves, but a fast runner that was going to beat it out, and a smart idea by Freeman to make sure that it came off the bag to make the catch rather than try to stretch for it.
Well, we've told you how similar these two teams are. Both teams got a first inning hit by their number 3 hitter. Here in the second, both teams have first and third, 2 outs with the pitcher up.
Yeah.
Let's see if Foltynewicz can take care of Pivetta. He was hitting .214 this year.
Yeah, he's got 3 hits.
Nothing in 1 for Pivetta. The pitch. That helps. Wasn't a strike. 0-2. And that takes care of that. Second strikeout of the inning end game for Foltynewicz. The Phillies strand a pair. We go to the third. No score. Top of the order coming up. Albies, Acuna, and Freeman get their second look at Nick Pivetta next. Down in the National League East continues here on Monday night. Game 1, Braves and Phillies. Foltynewicz versus Pivetta. It's as even can be from Citizens Bank Park here in Philly. Top of the order coming up. Albies, Acuna, and Freddie Freeman. And Ozzie Albies is our always best landmark feature tonight.
National League ranked first in homers, runs, and extra base hits. Tied in multi-hit games, tied for second. Nick Markakis leads in that category with 21.
Thought the Braves did a good job of laying off the high fastball to Pivetta when they got to 2 strikes.
And they pushed his pitch count up already.
A little pop into shallow left. Hoskins has to turn on the afterburners and says he's got it. There's the first out.
He's using his curveball a lot tonight already.
He's used it for 2 strikeouts.
He's got a couple of different speeds on it. One real slow one that he started Ozzie with to start this inning, and one that's a little harder.
Acuna took strike 3 on the curveball in the first inning. And they tried to tie him up but missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Pavetta with 50 pitches now. And 51 off the plate. That's scalded toward third. Nice play, Franco. Long throw, and Santana can't hang on. There's a break for Atlanta. Hot smash handle at the hot corner, but Acuna beats the rap at first as Santana drops the ball.
And always hustling down the line. That's what I love. Nice play by Franco, but couldn't get there on the fly.
That scored a hit for Acuna. And now the Phillies have to face Freeman with a man aboard. Freddie singled in the first, stole a base. That was left stranded. So now they changed the scoring. It's an error. They put a hit on the board originally.
It's a tough error.
Fly ball well hit toward left, but Hoskins is there and makes the play. Back to first Acuna. Freeman's retired, 2 outs. Nick Markakis is our Georgia lottery feature.
His numbers over 1,000 OPS in the last 29 games, almost a month's worth. And 21 out of 23 against the Phillies in his most recent games.
Nick's knocked in 8 runs. He has 8 walks against Phillies pitching this year after he torched him last year. Nick drove in 14 runs against the Phillies last season and hit them to a .338 clip. Up and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, anytime he gets in this part of the country, he's just hoping Baltimore is watching.
True. Curveball miss from Pavetta that time. 2-0.
Pavetta's a lot like Fultonevich. We keep saying that their numbers are similar. So far their season is very similar. 2 starts ago, Pavetta did not get an out in the 2nd inning at Washington. He pitched only an inning, 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 runs. Walked 3. Came back after that against San Francisco. 5 innings of 4-hit shutout ball and 7 innings of 2-hit 1-run ball against Baltimore his last time.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Scalded up the middle. That's a base hit. Watch Acuna fly to second. He'll slam on the brakes. Williams got to it quickly. And 2 are on with 2 out, and Kurt Suzuki's coming up. So Markakis has a hit. Herrera has a hit as the chase for the top batting average in the National League continues. Nick is 1 for 2.
That was smart base running on the part of Acuna, but I'm surprised he didn't try to go to third. He may have taken a look at Ron Washington. Williams does have a good arm, but he was already pulling up right there as Williams was to it quickly. That was smart. Don't want to make the last out at third.
So another chance for the Braves. They had first and third, 2 outs in the second. They've got first and third, 2 outs in the third inning. That ricochets off Alfaro's mask, and the count 0-1 to the Braves catcher Kurt Suzuki. Oh, 2.
That was a late breaker. That was not his curveball. That was a slider. You know how Kurt hunts the fastball. This looked like fastball until it was too late. Good pitch by Pivetta.
So it's 0-2. The pitch is caught on a miss. Ball got away, but Alfaro will make the peg to first, and that'll retire the side. No runs, a hit, an error, 2 more left. Atlanta's left 5 through 3 scoreless innings. The Nationals, who have had an injury-ravaged start to their 2018 season. That home run for Soto went 422 feet.
Did you check out his numbers? His minor league numbers were unbelievable, like a 350, 360 career minor league average at age 19. So this is nothing new to him.
No. And the first home run of his career tonight, as Washington leading San Diego now 6-2 in the 4th inning at Nats Park. By the way, one more note on Soto to make us all feel really old. First the pitch, which is off the plate. He's younger than the Arizona Diamondbacks franchise.
How about that? Goodness.
1-2 pitch. Just missed the inside corner to Cesar Hernandez. He's the Phillies leadoff man. Hernandez walked, tried to tag up on a deep fly to center by Hoskins and was thrown out. Did it go? He did not. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Hoskins and Herrera, the other two of the 3H combo that Joe feels will be key for Mike tonight. And that one scalded to center. Ender on the run, slowing at the 409 sign, and he hauls it in for out number 1. A long loud out for Hernandez brings up Hoskins, who also flied out. Hoskins now 3 hits in his last 22.
Okay, so with regard to Ford Keys, he's got 2 2/3 innings to go and 39 pitches left to do it. We said 85-5.
Yep. He's going to have to get some outs early in the count. Hoskins went that time. Even count. Lance Barrett, the umpire at first, rung him up. Chopper to Dansby. And his throw off target, but Hoskins is out. Tag play applied by Freeman, 2 away. And here's Herrera. A double, first in the league in average, second in hits, third in singles, fourth in multi-hit games, 7th in on-base percentage.
Just kind of surprising when you think he'd reached in every game until last night. Won a game, I guess.
2 outs, base is empty, and to think for some reason he didn't start opening day for Philadelphia, arguably their best player last season. That was part of the zaniness that was the opening series for the Phillies. That one's popped back and out of play. Phillies started Aaron Altair in center on opening day. Braves won that game 8-5 on Nick Markakis' 3-run walk-off homer. A ball and a strike. Got the call at the top of the zone. Mike will take that. And now Herrera behind in the count, 1-2.
He'll take a strike call there all night long.
And that's poked into center field on a 1-2 count. How did he hit that?
Slider. He slowed it down. He slowed it down to speed up his bat. And while it wasn't a bad pitch, it was up enough. Oh, well, he just picked it. That was going to be a ball.
So Herrera's 2 for 2. And Michael Franco's up with 2 outs. He popped out in foul ground to end the first. Eugenio Suarez of the Reds has the most RBIs of all third basemen in Major League Baseball, believe it or not. Michael Franco is second with 29. He's ahead in the count here. And now it's 2-1.
It's pretty good for Suarez since he missed a lot of time with an injury.
Two balls and a strike. And a high hopper hit towards short. Tough play. Dansby had it trickle right to his throwing hand. And a fortunate play ends the inning.
I think that was 6 to 6 to 6 to 3.
That's exactly how we'll score it. He gloved, he fumbled, he flipped, he gunned, and he got his man. Fourth inning, no score. Celebration of Military Appreciation Month brought to you by Coors Light.
Military weekend going on strong here in Philadelphia. It's coming up in Atlanta too. Some really cool hats.
So to the fourth inning we go. Ender Inciarte robbed by Franco his first time up. Took a shot at left again. This one, however, into the seats. And it's strike one. Braves have 3 with the Phillies tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday nights. Fly ball center. Well hit. Herrera back toward that point at the 387 sign. He leaps up and makes the grab. He saved some of his best defensive work for the Braves. Remember that catch into the bushes in center here? That one not as dramatic, but still a fine running play with the wall coming up close.
It's too bad because that ball sliced a little bit. If it goes right to that point, right near the T and Giant, it's probably a home run.
Strike one to Johan Camargo, who flied out to left his first time up.
Pitchers become your biggest fans on those.
A high hopper, and Franco 360 spin and a slide at first. Camargo's out. Nice play by Franco at third base. A head first dive by Camargo. Let's see if that cost him.
That almost hit off the edge of the grass and shot through. Nice play by Santana to pick that one.
Dansby has an infield hit. 2 quick outs for Pivetta. Second time through the order is not nearly as kind for Nick as it is the first time he faces an opposing lineup. They're hitting about 50 points higher. Not so tonight, as that pitch has been the big equalizer for him. His off-speed stuff has been excellent.
Dansby's got a new stick.
Yeah, the first one's gray. This one's got a red stain to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swanson would love to reach to clear Mike Foltynewicz. He's got a strike left to try to do that. But it's not to be. A swing and a miss. A 9-pitch inning for Pivetta. Exactly what he needed. His defense helped him out. Nice catch in center by Herrera. Terrific spinning play by Franco in the shift. 3 up, 3 down in the Atlanta 4th. Still no score. By Geico, and it's a happy birthday for former Brave skipper Bobby Cox, born on this day in 1941 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Hall of Famer would finish his managerial career with 2,504 wins, good enough for 4th all-time in Major League history. Bobby Cox, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bobby.
I hope Bobby celebrates by having Pam kick him out of the house for the night. Bobby's gotten thrown out by umpires so often.
Oh.
Had one more ejection.
Wasn't sure where you were going with that. Okay.
Simple. Here's Santana, who walked and was stranded back in the 2nd inning. A little concerning for the Phillies is all of a sudden his gloves gotten cold. He's got 3 games with an error, only made 1 up until this run of bad luck with the leather, and still hitting 189. 2-0 pitch. Out away at the plate. Santana, an early free agent signing by the Phillies. One of the few first basemen to get a lucrative deal this offseason.
And he jumped on it early.
which turned out to be a very smart move. There's that high strike again. Let's see if Mike goes there again. Tomahawked and popped up. Freddie Freeman backs up and plenty of room. To the edge of the grass he goes for out number 1. And here's Alfaro, one of 2 strikeout victims for Fultonevich. Alfaro's 24. He'll turn 25 June 11th. Part of that big haul for the Phillies when they traded Cole Hamels, Jake Diekman, and Cash to Texas. With all due respect to Cole Hamels, I would imagine the Rangers would like to have all these players instead of Cole, the way things have gone in Arlington this year. Texas 18-30, 12 out of first, last place in the AL West.
They'd probably like to have these players back now since they've had a little time to season over here in Philadelphia. Now that you've gotten to the big leagues, we'd like to have all you guys come back.
Yeah. Well, maybe they could trade them all back for Cole Hamels, who might be on the market July 31st. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Nick Williams on deck. No score. 4th inning. There's a crisp slider.
Good pitch.
3rd strikeout for Mike. He's gotten Alfaro twice, and Nick Williams the hitter.
Turned down on that one.
Williams' 2nd inning hit, his 3rd hit in his last 13 at bats. One of the fascinating things to follow for the Phillies this year is how they divide their at bats among their outfielders and how their players respond to that. One ball, no strikes. Lifted toward left, pretty deep. Acuna back to the wall, won't get it. It's an opposite field homer. That is a Citizens Bank home run. Williams swung late. It's a pop-up 330 feet to left. It crept into the first row of seats, and it's 1-0 Phillies.
Remember, I told you at the beginning of the broadcast with respect to Williams, you got to pitch him up in the zone. Anything thigh high or around that area, he's going to get to it. There's another case in point.
So his 3rd home run makes it 1-0. It comes with 2 outs. Mike's allowed 5 home runs this year. And now Kingery the batter and takes a strike. Oh, 2.
You got to figure that all of the moving around for Kingery has affected him at the plate. It's hard enough to hit at this level without having to concentrate on about 6 different positions they want you to play.
This one's rolled to the left side. Camargo charges, has to hurry his throw, and they got him. Bang, bang play at first. Gabe Kapler, of course, will take a look. Kingery called out at first after Camargo made a terrific grab and throw on the run. apparently there's not enough there for the Phillies to challenge the call. That will end the inning. 1-0 on a Nick Williams homer. We head to the 5th. Here in the 4th inning on a beautiful night in Philadelphia. It's 1-0 Phillies. Mike Foltynewicz will lead off for Atlanta. Albies and Acuna to follow against Nick Pivetta, who makes his 3rd trip through the lineup in this, the 5th inning, presented by Audi. Pivetta had a very easy 4th inning, 3 outs on 9 pitches. And he gets Foltynewicz on 3 for his 5th strikeout. He sent down 5 straight. And back to the top, Ozzie Albies, who's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped out. Phillies have pitched him tough. He's 9 for 41 at the plate. Mixing in that breaking ball well. He's throwing his fastball for strikes. And he's held the Braves to 4 hits.
He's throwing at Ozzie early in the count. He knows about his preference for first pitch fastballs, and he's throwing the curveball in there for strike 1. 1st, 2nd, 3rd time through the order for Nick Pivetta. And we're starting number 3. Boy, he's had good command of that and getting calls.
Yeah, Ozzie wasn't sure that was a strike. It might not have been. A ball and 2 strikes. Tipped and caught by Alfaro, and Ozzie upset more about strike 2 than strike 3. That's 3 straight strikeouts for the Phillies right-hander. He's got 6 in total, and Acuna's coming up. So in Pivetta's last 2.5 starts now, he's thrown 16 2/3 innings. He's got 24 strikeouts. That'll work.
Yeah, with a fastball that's 95, 94, 95, somewhere in there. He doesn't try to throw any harder.
Down the right field line, long run Williams, but no play. That's in the seats. The 0-2 pitch. Alfaro couldn't hang on. Pivetta had to labor through the first two. That was his 11th pitch of the 5th inning, so he's thrown 20 pitches the last 2 innings after throwing 26 in the 2nd.
Locating his fastball a little better. The curveball's been outstanding, but his fastball's a little better.
Popped up to right. And Williams will have a play. He's got it. And that retires the side. 7 up, 7 down for Pivetta through 5 Atlanta turns. He'll lead off the 5th with a 1-0 lead.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. SunTrust, confidence starts here. And by Toyo Tires. Imagine loving your tires.
Well, we might need a middle innings cheesesteak to turn around the Braves' fortunes here at Citizens Bank. It's only 1-0. And Nick Williams' 2-out solo home run, the difference for Philadelphia last inning. Foltynewicz with his 72nd pitch faces his mound opponent, whom he struck out in the 2nd inning. And a swing and a miss takes care of Pivetta. That's 4 strikeouts for Foltynewicz. I don't know if you would say he's modified his modified delivery, but Joe, had looked in that sequence against Pivetta like he was really working out of the stretch. There wasn't even that, I don't know what you'd call it, that slight wind up that he's adopted this year.
If he were to go to the stretch, it might help prevent him from flying open, letting that front shoulder fly open. And which would help him get a little better command of his fastball.
That would miss to Hernandez, who's walked and flied out. So let's see, Mike's got 75 pitches. Your goal, one of your keys, 85 through 5. He's got the first out of this inning. So from that standpoint, yeah, he's pitched pretty economically. A couple of walks, 4 strikeouts. He's had his share of deep counts, but only the pop-up home run has come back to score against him. Little pop over third. That's going to get down for a base hit. Acuna got to it quickly, and it's a bloop single for Cesar Hernandez. It comes with 1 out.
'97 fastball that came back over the middle of the plate. Did not get barrel on it, but he got enough to dump it in there.
Well, of all the Phillies in the lineup, Hernandez is the main threat to steal a base. He's got 9 steals on the year. Rhys Hoskins is the hitter. He's flied out. He's grounded out. And this part of the order, which was so important for Foltynewicz, has given him some trouble, with the exception of Hoskins tonight. Hernandez aboard twice. Odubel Herrera, who waits on deck, has 2 singles. Popped him up. And Ender comes charging in. He's got it. And that's the second out.
All right, 79 pitches. He's got 6 to try to get through 5 with only 85 and keep it at 1-0. Still very much in this ballgame, of course, only down by 1.
Herrera has the top batting average in his home ballpark. .421 coming into action tonight. He's improved that with 2 hits. Herrera now hitting .352 for the year. Braves and Phillies separated by a game and a half in the standings. Atlanta on top of the division. That caught a corner. It's 0-2.
They were ahead of him in the count last time up when he hit that slider off the end of the bat to right field. Let's see how they approach this one.
Mike's gotten 12 hitters to 2 strikes. He's thrown 20 pitches to finish off the at bat. Herrera's the 13th Philly with a 2-strike count. No balls, 2 strikes. The other thing I think that really makes life tough for Mike is hitters don't chase pitches that are not strikes. Mike has the 5th lowest chase rate for pitches that are not strikes of any pitcher in Major League Baseball, and that's kind of an example.
Yeah, I was just going to say, then that must mean they're not close enough to worry about. There's an easy recognition on pitches from a hitter's standpoint that are not going to be anywhere near the zone.
So pitch number 84 is due from the Braves right-hander for Odubel Herrera.
Stop. His slider has been sketchy at best. He's made a couple of good pitches with it, but some that weren't. And he's had some bad luck on one as we showed you on the hit by Herrera his last time up.
Two balls, two strikes.
That was supposed to be a fastball away, and it was in.
So he's gotten to 85. Now you've got a fast runner at first who will get a head start. Fifth full count for Mike in the game. He's walked a couple of hitters. Runner goes. That was a screaming Mimi toward the Braves dugout. Another 3-2 pitch. Hernandez leads. There he goes. And a little chopper back to the mound. And Fultonevich will retire the side for the Phillies. No runs, a hit, a man left. He's right on pace with his Ford Keys. Now let's see if Atlanta can give one of their least supported starters some offense. It's 1-0 Phillies with Freddie coming up. Pavetta. Freddie Freeman will get things started. He's our AARP Take On Today feature.
Last 11 games for Mr. Freeman. Pretty decent average, wouldn't you say? And a 1200 OPS. 4 homers, 9 RBIs in his last 11 games.
I assume that's dancing Bobcat territory.
That is hotter than a dancing Bobcat.
No balls and a strike for Freeman. And that's high and tight. Pavetta's been a tough matchup for Freddie. He entered action tonight, 1 for 12 against him in his career. He's 1 for 2 here tonight. And a squibber foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Smart pitch by Pavetta before. He spun him around, stood him up, got him off the plate a little bit, then went soft away.
So now Freddie behind 1-2 with the shift on. And a risky pitch that missed low. 2-2. Freddie beat the shift back in the first inning with a single. He stole second and was stranded. He takes a shot toward left again. Hoskins coming on, dives. Did he hang on? He does a somersault, and Freeman's out.
Well, I thought that would drop in front of him, but Hoskins closed the gap in a hurry. Slicing back to him. And holds on. Nice play. And he did catch it.
That's 3 nice plays by the Phillies defense in a 1-0 game. Pavetta's fired up. Now he'll face Markakis, who's 1 for 2. And this is a matchup of one of the best road teams in baseball against the best home team in the National League. We'll see what gives tonight. Braves are 17-8 on the road. The Phillies are 16-6 at home. Biggest difference between these clubs, their record against the division, where the Braves are 10 games over 500 at 19-9. Gabe Kapler's club is 8-14 within the division. 2-0 pitch. Nick made him throw a strike.
We hear it from Tom Glavine. We hear it from Paul Byrd. We used to hear it from John Smoltz and Greg Maddox and Leo Mazzoni all the time about fastball command. That if you have that.
Fly ball left. Hoskins drifting back, reaching for the wall. Back to that wall, and just enough room.
Darn it.
That was close.
Those guys basically talk about how if you've got fastball command, you can win. You can win just with fastball command. You can move the ball around, up, down, in, out. You can get ahead in the count. You can get foul balls. You can get ground balls, and then use your off-speed stuff. Pavetta's doing that tonight. He's got a good curveball. We've seen that, but it's coming off his fastball command, just like the one pitch to Freddie that was a reminder to everybody. Don't hang over the plate to get the curveball.
Here's Suzuki. And
he's not just rearing back and throwing.
No.
He is pitching, and he's using his fastball effectively to set up other pitches.
And after a very heavy workload in the first 2 innings, Pivetta is rolling along. He's sent down 9 straight. Nick Markakis, the last Brave to reach, that was all the way back in the 3rd. Fly ball center. Herrera's coming on. He's going to catch that. Pivetta 1, 2, 3. 10 up, 10 down. 3 flyouts. Rhys Hoskins made a terrific tumbling somersault catch to rob Freddie Freeman of a 6th inning hit. Still 1-0 Phillies in game 1. Out in the 6th inning for the first time since April 28th, when he pitched 6 innings against the Phillies here in the last visit for Atlanta here, I believe it was. 3 hits, 1 run in those 6 innings. He threw 91 pitches. Relatively similar efficiency for him tonight at 87 tosses through 5 innings of work. And he starts Franco with a slider. Franco is 0 for 2. Let's see if Mike can resolve the at-bat quickly here. He didn't chase it. 1-2. A Nick Williams homer, the only run scored. It came in the 4th inning.
An opposite field, first row.
It's an easy out at SunTrust Park. Foul back again. Two balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 at the belt. I think Mike slipped when he threw that pitch. Look at this follow through.
Good breaking ball. Got him to freeze a little bit when it first came out of his hand.
So Franco's retired. Here's Santana, who's walked and popped out. He's also made an error at first. And who'd that get?
I hope Kurt was able to block that from hitting the umpire. Target, no, it didn't. It got him.
Wow, right in the chest protector.
Target away, pitch way up and in.
Santana down to 188. And 2 balls and a strike. That's into the camera well past the Phillies dugout.
This guy's been such a good hitter his entire career. I know the Phillies fans are just sitting on that hope that he starts getting hot.
Just missed it. A pop up into shallow right. And Nick Markakis puts the squeeze on that. 2 outs. Jorge Alfaro the hitter, but first a message from Advance Auto Parts.
Visit your nearest Advance Auto Parts store to get the quality parts you want from people that know a lot about them.
This has been the matchup Fultonevich has enjoyed the most. He has struck out Alfaro swinging twice. Despite giving up only 1 run and 5 hits, Mike does not yet have a 1-2-3 inning. He's got a chance for one here in the 6th. Again, he'll have a chance to throw 6 innings complete for the 2nd time this year. And that's the amazing thing. Mike's making his 10th start tonight. Coming in, he had 2 quality starts because of the high pitch counts and low number of innings started per game.
Well, if he can get Alfaro here quickly, if his spot does not come up in the order in the top half of the 7th, he's got a chance to work another inning.
But it looks like he's rearing back and throwing it as hard as he possibly can.
He did on that pitch on a 0-2 count, but I think the last inning or so he's been trying to gear it down just enough to make sure that he gets strikes.
Line toward the gap in right center. That'll skip off the scoreboard. A double on a 2-strike count for Alfaro. So Mike won't have the 1-2-3 inning, and now he's got to face his nemesis Nick Williams, who's 2 for 2 against him, including that pop-up home run.
Fastball. First time Alfaro's gotten to one tonight, but he got to that one.
This is a big out to get. The way Pavetta's pitching, 1 run looking real big right now. 2 would be real tough.
Their bullpen's been pretty good too, even though they've kind of had a closer by committee situation.
1 ball, no strikes. Popped him up. Dansby sprinting out. Acuna is there, and that retires the side. Nice communication. Good play by Acuna. Braves are up in the 7th. Ender leads it off. Still 1-0. For Atlanta. Braves have scored 88 runs in the final 3 innings this year. Mike Foltynewicz allowed just 1 run to the Phillies, going 6 innings and 105 pitches. So he still has a chance to win the game, but the Braves have to muster some offense against Mr. Pavetta.
Unless his spot comes up, I hope he goes back out for another inning. He's due up for it.
There is action, however, in the Braves bullpen as Ender leads off. He's part of our Lowe's Whole Team Together feature. Team leader in stolen bases. He's been robbed twice at the plate. Once by Herrera in center, once by Franco at third on a line drive.
What I like best about that sponsored item by Lowe's is 4 different guys, 4 different categories. That's cool. Mr. Reliable Sheen Carl loosening up. straight changeup. We haven't seen many of those tonight.
He hasn't had to throw it. Out of play left side by Ender. And we'll see a 1-2 count. Action's begun in the Phillies bullpen. Pivetta at 95 pitches. He hasn't had much stress. What stress he had came with 2 outs in the second and the third. Got a break in the second inning. Fultonevich, the Braves pitcher, was the man up and popped out. And then Kurt Suzuki with first and third, 2 outs in the third, scoreless, struck out. That is retired 10 in a row. The pitch. Clearly not a strike, but Ender fought it off.
So Dominguez warming up in their bullpen. He's a new addition to their pen. He's worked 6 2/3 innings, hasn't allowed a hit.
Swing and a miss. Ender's down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Pivetta. He's retired 11 straight.
One upstairs.
Pivetta's on a very effective run for the Phillies. 7 innings of 1-run ball on 2 hits against Baltimore. He's shutting out the Braves tonight on 4 hits on his home mound.
Braves didn't have a run through 5 innings last night or yesterday afternoon. They got 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and all those runs in the 9th inning. A follow-up to what they've been doing, as you said, Chip, all year long. Late inning work. And normally that's against an opponent's bullpen.
It's hard to imagine the Phillies relief corps pitching any better than Pivetta. Nice to get this guy out of the game. 2-1 count. Braves need a base runner and someone to pop one. Dansby's the man on deck. Franco moves to his left for Camargo. The pitch, and that's taken inside, ball 4. So Camargo, despite a .215 batting average, Joe, is getting on base. He's been drawing his share of walks lately. And that snaps the long 11 in a row run of retired hitters by Pivetta. He's got to go to the stretch now for the first time since the 3rd inning.
First walk of the night.
An infield hit and a strikeout for Dansby Swanson. In a 1-0 game in mid-May. I know it's not October baseball, but a walk in a game like this is a rally.
It is when you've had 11 in a row set down. Any way to get on.
At right side of the infield, tailor-made for Swanson if he can poke one through. 1-0 pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Alfaro's throw is going to be right on the money. Alfaro's thrown out 8 would-be base stealers. That's first in the National League.
This was a hit and run. Make sure you don't get picked off. He took a little look over his shoulder, and unfortunately Dansby didn't make contact. Breaking ball right down at the back point of the plate, and Camargo had no shot.
So 2 are out. 1-1 count for Dansby. And Pivetta can immediately go back to the windup. Swinging bunt. Alfaro pounces, fires to first in time, and gets his man. He's got a strong arm, and he showed it on 2 plays in the top of the 7th inning. The Braves are out of luck. Still 1-0 Phillies thanks to a Nick Williams homer. It's time to stretch. Let's send it back to our Atlanta studios. The youngster's going to lead off for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's Scott Kingery, and he'll be opposed by right-hander Shane Carl, who's been fantastic in relief.
Yeah, his numbers bear that out, and a tip of the cap to Mike Fultonevich too, and how after walking the leadoff man in the 1st and 2nd inning, he clamped down. Didn't have any 1, 2, 3 innings, but he didn't walk any more guys.
A bunt try, and it's a beauty. A bunt single by Kingery. And he's aboard in front of Aaron Altair, who's going to pinch hit for Nick Pivetta.
Great idea here. Got a fastball to do it on, and he couldn't have rolled it down there any better.
So Pivetta leaves after 7 innings of 4-hit shutout ball. He walked 1, struck out 7. Altair 5 for 23 against Atlanta this year with a couple of RBIs. Had 10 at-bats on the Phillies road trip, and he just hit a mile-high home run to deep left field. How far is this one going to go? About 20 rows up. A bunt and a blast, and the Phillies extend their lead to 3-0.
Something hanging up inside, and Altair, who has lost a lot of playing time because he's been striking out too much, launches his 5th homer.
So it's a 3-0 Phillies game. Top of the order now, nobody out. And downstairs for Cesar Hernandez.
First earned runs allowed by Shane Carl in his last 14 appearances.
And that was not a Citizens Bank homer. That was
negative.
Majestic. Second career pinch hit homer for Altair, 388 feet. The tail of the tape. And that's taken low. 2 balls and a strike. So the Phillies pen now has a 3-run cushion and 6 more outs to get. Mentzer winning at home tonight, 1-0. That game's in the 7th. Jason Vargas was the starter for New York tonight. He of the 13.86 ERA. Wonder what kind of hangover the Marlins had after their collapse yesterday.
Had to be a pretty heavy flight to New York.
Let's try to win their 4th consecutive game. Washington's up 10-2, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. To second, Ozzie from the cut of the grass makes the play, and there's the first out. Game 2 here tomorrow night. Brandon McCarthy and Vince Velasquez will be the starting pitchers. Interesting note on Brandon McCarthy, like Mike Fultonevich, he's faced the Phillies a lot this year. Difference is Brandon's beaten him 3 times. Hope he can make it 4 in the middle game of the series. Braves will get their first look at Jake Arrieta in a Phillies uniform here Wednesday night. Braves have not announced their starting pitcher, but the plan, Brian Snitker said before the game today, is for Luis Gohara to pitch. One ball, no strikes. Rhys Hoskins drives that one a mile high to right. It's near the pole. It is slicing foul. Braves might have figured something out on Hoskins. I told you his very impressive numbers against the Braves. At one point he was 9 for 20. He's 1 for his last 13 against Atlanta pitching, including an 0 for 3 tonight.
Well, we saw enough of him going the other way, especially behind in the count at SunTrust Park, being able to wear out that right field line. But now when they go away, they seem, looks like they're throwing in breaking balls to get him to chase even farther away.
A ball and 2 strikes. A full count. Hoskins has been an on-base machine. He's gotten on in 39 of his 42 starts. And hitting second instead of Santana. The pitch. Did he go? He went. Hoskins will be rung up. The tag applied by Suzuki just in case. 2 outs after the 2-run homer.
No, he most definitely did. He was trying his best to make it look like he didn't by taking off of first base on ball 4.
So here's Herrera, 2 singles and a comebacker. play, even count.
This guy kind of reminds me of Jose Reyes in his heyday. Reyes was a switch hitter, but a pain in the neck, constantly on base. Jose had more speed. This guy's got more power, but right now this guy's tough out, hard to keep off base.
One ball, 2 strikes. Just when you think you've got him fooled, he'll miss that pitch badly. You try to throw it again, or he'll golf it someplace to a gap. Which is what he did in the 3rd inning for his 2nd single.
Double up on that changeup.
And 2-2. This will be a one-and-done inning for Shane Carl. His spot's due first when the Braves hit in the 8th. Homers by Nick Williams, and Aaron Altair have made it 3-0 Phillies. Fly ball right. Markakis back to the track, and plenty of room to make the play, and that retires the side. A bunt and a bomb adds 2 more to the Phillies total. We go to the 8th.
To pitch it for the pitcher, and Ozzie Albies is due up second. And you know, we've talked so much about the work that Ozzie Albies has done this season. He has been a spark plug, drawing a lot of attention because of the numbers that he's been able to put up. So check out his MLB ranks in some of these categories. He is 3rd in hits, 1st in home runs, 1st in runs, 2nd in OPS. He's been drawing comparisons to guys like Jose Altuve, who weighed on the Braves second baseman last night, and he said, 21 years old. He's better than me when I was 21 years old. And then he paused and added, he's better at 21 than I am at 28. And Chip and Joe, you know, you're apparently doing something right when you have a 5-time All-Star and the reigning AL MVP saying that about you.
No doubt about it. And he's coming up second here in the 8th inning, Kelsey. Sir Anthony Dominguez is the new Phillies pitcher, and this guy has really opened a bunch of eyes here in Philadelphia.
I'll say 6 major league appearances, no hits or walks.
Preston Tucker pops one up shallow center, and Kingery drifts out, puts it away for the first out.
He did not allow a hit over his last 7 minor league appearances. That covered 9 2/3 innings. Now look at all the zeros. Fastball 94 to 97 with a 90-mile-an-hour slider. He's the only reliever in Major League history, at least since 1908, to not allow a hit or a walk in 6 straight appearances to begin his career.
Well, a year ago, this kid was a starting pitcher in the Florida State League with Clearwater. The Phillies brain trust met and said the fastest way to get this guy to the majors is to make him a relief pitcher. They converted him this spring, and here he is. Got his first big league save against the Cardinals. Hit 98 on the radar gun. They signed him for $25,000 back in October of 2011.
And his name is Sir Anthony. S-E-R Anthony, one word.
Out of play foul by Ozzie. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
298s and 199 to Ozzie.
So if you don't give up hits and you don't give up walks, that leads you to believe that, well, he might have the makeup to be a closer. He's only 23 years old as that one just missed. Full count. Sharply hit and through the shift. Turned around 98.
That'll end that streak.
So there's one man aboard. Braves need a couple more.
Get a couple more on. Crazy to think about, but these two men have faced each other in the Florida State League last year.
Good point. And here we are in the exciting time of the game for the Braves. The 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Right guys up, down 3, 1 on, 1 out. And right there for a strike. Just missed.
Nice try by Alfaro to steal that one. Kind of held its line. It didn't really back up any.
By my quick count, the Braves have scored 23 runs against the Phillies bullpen this year. In keeping with that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning magic. As that one missed, 2 balls and a strike. Some of that, of course, in the opening series when chaos reigned with Gabe Kapler and all of his pitching changes. On Pivetta, Dominguez tonight, and now Acuna 2-1. Didn't get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes at 98.
Had a good hack at it, but it was away from him.
The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off 99. Had a good pass at it.
So far it appears he's got pretty good command of that pitch, and having not walked a batter in his first 6 appearances, pretty much says the same thing.
The 2-2. Line drive center. Herrera back to the wall at the 401 side. He caught Ronald smoked that ball to straightaway center, but Herrera was there for out number 2.
Herrera plays deep, much deeper than Ender Inciarte. And because of that, he's able to get to this one. Because this was a rocket. It was not high, just a low line drive, and that's what allowed him to get back there, was playing so deep.
And Ed Svido, our great stat man upstairs, tells us that Acuna did see Dominguez last year. Ronald went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Dominguez pitched 6 innings again as a starting pitcher. So Acuna has an advantage that the rest of the Braves don't have. Big shift on for Freeman. Freddie's 1 for 3, a single to left. And downstairs.
2 straight sliders.
Phillies have a left-hander in their bullpen if they pitch Freddie carefully here. Swing and a miss. That's Adam Morgan. Freddie might be a little surprised that Dominguez is in, but with a 3-run lead, Freddie can hit one to Pittsburgh and the Phillies would still lead. Pitch. It's not to be. Sir Anthony Dominguez, a very impressive 8th inning in his debut against the Braves. Phillies maintain a 3-0 lead as we go to the home half of the 8th in game 1 of this big series in Philadelphia.
Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Delta Airlines. And by your local Ford dealer.
3-0 Phillies, game 1, bottom of the 8th inning time here at Citizens Bank Park. Crowd tonight 21,284. Couple of home runs for the Phillies, one against Mike Foltynewicz, one against Shane Carl. Jesse Biddle, a former Philly #1 pick, is on for the 11th time for the Braves.
Last work a couple of days ago against Miami. 1 inning, 1 hit, zeros across.
Swinging bunt. Suzuki pounces and gets his man at first. That first man is Michael Franco. 1 pitch and 1 man out. I remember Jesse pitched here on April 29th, and he had himself a day. 2 innings, 5 strikeouts in relief in a 10-1 Atlanta win. And he also had a 9th inning RBI double.
Yeah. Exciting stuff that day.
Jesse was the 27th pick in the first round by the Phillies in 2010. And he was a very promising starting pitcher. But then had Tommy John surgery. Then left shoulder strain issues. But it seems like all of those maladies have gone by the boards because he's still throwing 94 plus.
Yeah, and last year, AA with the Braves at Mississippi, trying to pitch his way back into baseball basically, but at the AA level. And has done a nice job for Atlanta since he got called up.
Jesse's always had strikeout and inning kind of stuff all the way through his minor league career with the Phillies. As he just walked Santana, who was issued a free pass for the second time. In 2012 with Clearwater, Jesse went 10-6, made 26 starts, struck out 151 guys in 142 innings. Then moved up to Reading in 2013, 27 starts, a 3.64 ERA. But a 5-14 record. I guess the Phillies AA team wasn't particularly stacked.
Yeah, but he's on the verge of pitching in the big leagues.
And last year with Mississippi, more than a strikeout per inning, 53 punch outs, 49 2/3 frames. So Alfaro is up. He doubled his last time up, and he shoots one toward right. Markakis makes the catch. And Alfaro broke his bat. He's the second out. Nick Williams the batter, a single, a homer, a run scored. In the 9th, Markakis, Suzuki, and Inciarte will be the Atlanta trio coming up. Hector Neris is applying the rosin to his glove hand. Braves have cuffed him around a time or two. Maybe that'll happen tonight. Upstairs for Williams, ball 1. That got away from Suzuki, and Santana will saunter to second base. He'll stand there with 2 out.
Breaking ball, wasn't crossed up, missed it. Nice ball.
Two balls, no strikes. So Neris's fate in this game might rest in this sequence. If it's a 4-0 lead, it's not a save, but he is up and throwing. They may bring him in anyway.
That's what happened yesterday. Ziegler.
Three balls and a strike. Scott Kingery's on deck. A bunt single led off the 7th for Kingery, and then Alter's pinch hit homer made it 3-zip. Late. Biddle ready now, his 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 on a slow curve. Williams can't believe it. Biddle broke out the slow breaking ball, and Williams and the Phillies are done in the 8th. We go to the 9th inning. Last call for Atlanta. Markakis, Suzuki, and Ender Inciarte. Can the Braves rally in their last at bat in the 2nd straight game? We're about to find out. The top of the 9th inning. It's Hector Neris who will try to save the game for Nick Pivetta. As you see, it has not been an easy run to 8 saves for Mr. Neris.
No, it hasn't, in a high ERA, and is a lot of that attributable to the Atlanta Braves. This year he's been in 4 games against the Braves. He's 1-1 with a 7.36 ERA. He's given up 3 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings. There was a lot of split finger pitches. Good fastball, 93 to 96. Braves need base runners.
Nick Markakis is 1 for 3 tonight. Those are his head-to-head numbers against Neris. That homer came opening day in Atlanta. And he had a good cut. Strike 1.
Opening night, Nick got him. Sent everybody home happy. His first ever walk-off hit.
Smoke towards center, but Herrera is there. Boy, they've had Nick positioned well tonight. Braves have hit some balls hard, but have very little to show for it. 1 out. And here's Suzuki.
Yeah, and most of them have been to straightaway center.
Kurt had a 2nd inning hit. He's struck out, and he's flied out to Herrera. Well, as you know, the drama for the Braves doesn't really start till there are 2 outs, so
that's true.
There's no hurry.
Last night, first guy got off, led off, made an out. Then things got interesting.
1 ball, no strikes. Phillies have pitched rather dangerously here. 13 flyouts in this ballpark, but none deep enough for a home run.
That's a lot.
Two balls and a strike. The Mets extend their lead over the Marlins 2-0 in the 8th. Washington has beaten San Diego 10-2. Phillies lead here 3-0. If this score holds, the Mets and Nationals will all, along with the Phillies, pick up a game on the Braves in the standings. Swing and a miss. Neris now one strikeout away from tying Jonathan Papelbon and Wayne Gomes for the 10th most strikeouts all time by a Phillies reliever. And Inciarte hopes not to be that victim.
That looked like the split finger pitch.
Ender's hit in the toughest of luck for the Braves. A line out, a fly out, and a strikeout. And a bunt try. It's a beauty. Alfaro's throw to first is going to be in time. What a play by Alfaro. A bang play at first. Ender called out, and for the moment the Phillies win the game. But Atlanta figures to challenge this. They've got nothing to lose.
I think they've got reason to look. Alfaro's had himself a whale of a game, hadn't he?
That is some kind of weapon behind the plate. It was a beautiful bunt. But a bang play at first, and with the call being out on the field, the question is there enough evidence to overturn the call and keep the game alive for Atlanta?
What gives you hope is the way Santana turned around to see what the call was. He wasn't sure. He's out. Foot still in the air.
He is out, and that is your ball game. The Phillies have shut out the Braves tonight by a final score of 3-0. Alfaro with a couple of great throws behind the plate, and the Phillies pulled to within a half game of Atlanta in the National League East. We'll recap it for you from Citizens Bank right after the break.